Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant called Virtually Heroes, a movie that was made 10 years ago, apparently. A lost movie, they're calling it, from Roger Corman, about two video game characters trapped in like a Call of Duty game. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 10 available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Support the channel. Buy a book. Anyhow, this does look more than it looks like a 10-year-old idea as well. Basically, the character becomes self-aware, keeps dying over and over again. And then, for some reason, Mark Hamill arrives on the scene to tell him, you know, something different and to tutor him. It's very strange. Mark Hamill's in this movie. So, he teaches him, I don't know, to... because the other characters keep dying too. So, you know, he teaches him to, they're calling it trashy fun. Teaching him to get what you want, finish the game, I guess, and actually win at the end. And there's a bunch of video game stuff. I don't know, man. This does not look great. Doesn't even look all that funny. They're doing the dance, you know, when you kill another player dance. I mean, it looks like they spent some money. I don't know how this stayed buried for 10 years. You might as well have released it. See, 10 years, it would have been 2012, I guess. Let's read the write-up. January 17th it comes out. Two self-aware characters in a Call of Duty-inspired video game battle endless enemies and their own existential crisis when Sergeant Books seeks help from a straight-talking monk, Mark Hamill, who teaches him the cheat codes of life. Okay. Now he can finally break free of the game's endless battles and take a break from saving the girls at the end of each level and convince his fellow warrior, Lieutenant Nova, that not everything in this game world is as awesome as it seems. The Roger Corman produced film premiered at Sundance in 2013 and is being released 10 years after its premiere. Screen Media will release the film digitally on January 17th, 2023. Robert Baker, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and Brent Chase, Shameless, star. Oof, what a credit. Yeah, I don't think Mark Hamill can save this movie. I mean, 10 years ago, so prior to the idiotic Star Wars reboot, maybe you could have done something cool where he was like, you know, I guess he's trying to be like a Jedi Master. He's more of a master in this than he was in this Star Wars sequels, I guess. But it's Roger Corman. It's cheesy fun, I guess. There might be a reason they shelved the movie for 10 years. I guess with the success of Free Guy, sure, put it out. The problem with doing... Here's the problem with doing video game world movies. The characters don't matter. Death doesn't matter. So, it's really hard to get past that. If you can die, just keep dying over and over again, the novelty of that wears off very quickly. It's a concept that's been done. Even 10 years ago it had been done. It's just not exciting once death is off the table. It's, you know, just keep, you know, it's like the Tom Cruise movie where he keeps going back in time every time he's killed. And he just gets better and better at fighting until he figures it out. Yeah. So, it's all you need to do. So, yeah, the stakes here are completely undermined by the video game concept. Just, I mean, I didn't see Free Guy. I hear it's good. But, This is 10 years old. That's a lifetime in video games. I don't even remember what games were out. I assume later GTA stuff, and this was based more on Call of Duty. I'm surprised they're going to release this movie at all, quite frankly. But again, the success of Free Guy, maybe get some play on it. Maybe it's on the internet. Maybe it's a cult classic again, because Mark Hamill's in it, and it's a Roger Corman produced film. So it'll probably have some fun scenes in it. Looks like they blow up a bunch of stuff, but I don't know, man. Effects from 10 years ago, combined with concepts from 10 years ago. You know, it looks like the game is more of a Vietnam thing, so you're going to have parodies of that. That's kind of old, right? Vietnam movies are finally done. They were big in the 90s, I guess. Not 80s and 90s. Vietnam movies. Yeah, there's another Vietnam movie where we go back and we save people. This time we win. You know, I would say this movie's about 20 years too late. Forget about 10 years. Try like 20 years too late. If they had released this movie in the 90s, maybe you could have done some fun parodies of Vietnam movies. I mean, if you're going to make a movie like this and it's supposed to be funny, man, you got to really kick up your comedy game, Roger Corman. And it's got to be really funny. And the energy here is just kind of low for a comedy. Kick up your energy, you know? Kick up your energy. Let's do some really funny scenes. I mean, you can do at least a lot of comedy. At least in Free Guy, the pacing of it's crazy. That's what you need. You need, now look, this is a low budget affair. It's Roger Corman. Then it's got to be in the dialogue. There's got to be funny lines. They got to come one after another. This trailer should be making me laugh, and it's just kind of there. Would I see it? Probably not. Back in the day, hadn't seen Mark Hamill in ages. I might have been like, ooh, Mark Hamill. Maybe I'll watch this. These days, I'm like, Mark Hamill. I mean, this is probably before he became insufferable, so 2013. If they had released it in 2013, I might have seen it. It might have been a movie to rent. 2013, where the hell would I have seen that on? That was kind of before streaming. I don't know, maybe Netflix. Yeah, this feels like a movie that end up on Netflix, or Xfinity would offer it as a free movie. One of the like hundreds of free movies. Like, oh, here's this movie's got Mark Hamill in it. Why is it free? And then you watch it and go, oh, that's why it's free. That's why it's free. All right, first act. It's a video game. You know, ha ha ha. He can keep dying, coming back. Maybe you have a big important. Maybe you do a real serious opening where he's got to save somebody, and then he gets killed right at the wrong moment, and it's like, oh, press fire to start over again. Ha ha ha. You're in a game. Then he comes back, and he keeps coming back, and then you see him sort of contemplate. This seems weird. Haven't we done this before? Or, you know, oh, is this all there is to life? You know, what do you mean? And like the other characters don't know. Then some event happens that maybe he falls in love with the girl he's supposed to save or whatever. And then he starts to question his mojo, his motives. His mojo kind of goes away. And then Mark Hamill shows up to add things in further, like to further question things. I don't know how they insert this character in, how they explain that. He's in a video game. The movie seems to take place 100% in the video game. So Mark Hamill comes in and says, I don't know, maybe he's a patch? Maybe he's a computer virus? I don't know. They don't explain it in the trailer. And then starts, you know, at first the guy's like, oh no, why are you here? This is weird. I gotta go, I don't know, save Vietnam. And then, you know, same things happen. So he eventually comes back to Mark Hamill, and Mark Hamill starts training him. And then, third act, he finally, you know, he starts figuring stuff out. Oh, this is how we could beat the game. And, I don't know, he gives him a cheat code to get a bunch of stuff. And he recruits his buddy in the game who's not quite there yet. And then they win the game, and I don't know, somebody shuts it off and that's the end of the movie. I mean, how am I supposed to get invested in video game characters? It's really tough, dude. Really tough. You know, in Free Guy, it was partly about a love story. So that is more of an investment. This is kind of just a fun, trashy movie. This movie's got to be short. Oh, God. If this is a second over 90 minutes, it's too long. And really, it should be a comedy sketch. It's really fit for a comedy sketch. About, 3 minutes long. 3 to 5 minutes. It's not a concept that's worth 90 minutes, in my view. But it's Roger Corman. This is kind of what he does. He makes these... the whole concept was to make these B movies and then, put them out alongside other movies. If somebody makes a Godzilla movie, you make a Tyrannosaurus Rex movie. That's very similar, or similar enough that people might go, oh, I haven't gotten enough dinosaurs. Let me watch that. So this is kind of that with Free Guy, I guess. Although Free Guy came out, last year? 2 years ago? Probably late on that score, even. But okay. Virtually Heroes, 10-year-old movie, if you're interested, coming out now. And January 17th. I'll probably pass. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes. We got 2 other base takes over there. That's stuff that YouTube doesn't want you to see. And we'll see you in the next one.